Hello and a very warm welcome to Energy Park in South Dublin. We have Celtic Challenge action. It's round 2 as the Clovers take on Brython Thunder. Both sides come here after defeats last weekend and looking for their first win in the competition. So there's certainly plenty to play for this afternoon. I'm delighted to be joined in commentary by former Irish international Hannah Turrell. Hannah, it should be an interesting one today, particularly after last weekend's results.
Yeah, look, I think the Clovers will be fairly disappointed coming away with that defeat. I thought they were the better team in the first half, and just unfortunately last 20 minutes or so the Wolfhounds pulled away and showed their experience a little bit, but today should be a different prospect for them and they'll be hoping to get back on track.
Their maul was brilliant last week. The Clovers were expecting, it's a dry day, yes, the maul to be good, but also to play the ball out wide as well.
Yeah, look, obviously Dennis Fogarty, particularly Niamh Briggs, assistant coach, will be looking to try play some wide and expansive rugby. I really like the look of Claire Gorman on the wing for them. She's been in with the Irish Sevens the last couple of months and she has great size but also pace and strength, and I think if they can get the ball to her she can do some serious damage.
And what about the opposition, Brython Thunder? They have some good players in there, but last week they didn't really strike a chord at all, really.
Yeah, no, look, they only scored 1 try, conceded 4, but they do have some great players. I think line-out, they'll be looking to try and stop that maul with the likes of Natalia John and their experienced second row for Wales, but also, for them, I think it's about just getting some points on the board. They didn't really have some good phase play last week, and so they'll be looking to try and hold on to possession. They coughed it up a little bit too easy, and try and work some scores then from there and build on that.
Well, before we get underway, let's have a listen to what both coaches had to say earlier, Dennis Fogarty and Ashley Beck. Despite the result last weekend, you certainly have plenty of positives, didn't you, out there?
Yeah, it was a huge amount of positives, especially given the 3 sessions we had. So it was kind of going into it kind of slightly unknown, but what they produced was really, really impressive. I was incredibly proud over the group. Unfortunately, not to get over the line, but from reflection of the game and the amount of ball we had and the green zone entries, it was really, really positive. So we're just hoping we can add another layer to that today.
Something you would have loved them all. It was excellent. Is that something you worked on this week again? Yeah,
it's been something that we are conscious of. We believe that we can have a good maul and really hurt teams with it. So we've looked at that again today and just tried to slightly better it to see if we can get. But the most important thing is to get entries so that we can actually utilise them all. So it's something that we're conscious of and that we're really proud of.
Is it hard to find the balance of developing players but also winning games?
I think the biggest thing is actually giving them opportunities, especially with games like this. It helps them to develop, and it's surrounding them with having that balance of good players and also with competitive games. And I think that's the biggest and important thing, is that we bring them here to these type of games so they can actually express themselves and develop themselves around the other players who are already internationals, for example. So I think it's a really good opportunity for them.
Not the start for Brython Thunder last week. They certainly have plenty of big players as well, and both of you going for your first win in the competition. Does that add a wee bit of spice to it? Yeah, absolutely. I think we just spoke about it there earlier now. Is the biggest thing for us is getting that win. So even though we produced a good game last week, but the most important thing for us now is to make sure we get a win today. So that's all we're focused on today. So, Dennis, all the best this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Actually, a big opportunity for some players today. Probably the first time playing in Dublin as well.
Yeah, no, it's great, and like some of the girls speaking to me, even coming on the flight and stuff, it was something new for all of them, which I think one of the girls hadn't got out of Buryport for the first time, so it's really nice. It's a nice environment, and like we're so lucky with the internationals we've got that just hand experience and make them girls feel a little bit more at ease.
Yeah, those internationals, are they such a big boost for you guys?
Yeah, no, they're great. The amount of times they've played in the PWR or they've played international rugby, they've travelled, and they've been so good since they've come in. I can't speak highly enough of them. They've helped us as a coaching staff so much.
And last week the result was obviously disappointing. What were the big work-ons ahead of to this afternoon?
So we haven't had a bit of a pre-season game. We've just been against each other. So to go into last week, we've had so much out of it. Like the speed to them breakdowns is a big one, and obviously Clovers have got a lot of threats around that breakdown. So we're just trying to get that speed of the game up a little bit more, because even in terrible conditions we still created a lot of opportunities, which was nice to see.
Shona Wakely brought in. What boost can she add? And must be great to have her experience, but also how good she is out there as well.
Yeah, well, she's played a lot of sevens and stuff of late, so for us it's like that great experience just to go out there, play and enjoy, and like there's no pressure on her. It's probably one of the first times she's played 15s in a while, so it's just her going out enjoying herself, and hopefully she'll just drag a couple of people along with her.
And yourself, yes, development's a big part, but also winning today. How big a boost would that be for you as a coach, but also the team?
Well, it's everything, isn't it, in like this kind of sport. This, winning is the main thing you're going for, and as coaches, that's what you're judged on. So for us, a home game next week, and if we can win this week, it is a big boost of fans coming through the door in Pack Scarlets next week. And for these girls who've worked so hard, it's something they deserve.
Ashley, good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Well, interesting stuff there from both coaches. Let's have a quick look now at the two teams, starting with the Clovers. 19-year-old Cy McGrath captains the side this week alongside Beth Buttimer and Neve O'Dowd in the front row. Faith Obiawe is called up to start and was rewarded after a great season so far with Railway. 20-year-old Ivana Karapati is in the back row at 7, with Connacht teammate Shannon Toohey alongside her at 8. Ireland international Elsa Hughes is brought in at scrum half. Maeve Deely gets another opportunity to steer the ship at 10. And the Clovers don't lack for gas with Claire Gorman and Alana McInerney on the wings. What about the opposition? Brython Thunder. They also mix it up this week with a number of changes themselves. Ellie Mae Trumans is selected full-back, while Molly Wilkinson replaces the injured Wales Test star Hannah Block in the centre. Saran Singleton, who has represented Wales at 7, starts at scrum half. The pack sees 2 changes with Katie Mackay coming in for Charlie Mundy in the second row. And there's a big boost with the return of former Welsh international Shona Wakely spearheading the pack from number 8, Michael Forestro. From Naas Rugby Club is their match referee today. He referees in the AIL. Hannah, there you go, 2 teams evenly matched, but should be a good one.
Yeah, look, it's great to see another opportunity for these guys to get some points on the board after defeat last week. Looking at it from the outset and on paper, the Clovers, I think, should get the win in this one. As I said, they'll be disappointed with how they ended that game last week, having gone into the break leading at the end of the first half. But this Welsh side are capable of causing an upset, and as I said, they do have some excellent players. And as the return of Shona Wakely, formerly Shona Powell-Hughes, most people know her as a massive boost. She is a huge ball carrier, very, very experienced, and she'll be able to lead this pack. Quite a young pack in some of them. Herself and Natalia John will be the experience there, and Alex Calendar to be able to push through this side. And I think scrum and line will be a massive thing in this game.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, Shona Wakely, you would have played against her yourselves. She maybe took a year out of rugby and tried something else, but for years, her debut maybe was in 2010, a long time ago. Real presence, and seems to be loving being back out there playing rugby.
Yeah, look, she took a break. She went off and she did some other things in her career, and decided to come back. We have a lot of fond memories of her at the back of the scrum, me on the wing trying to stop her at times, quite difficult. As I said, really powerful ball carrier, but I think the biggest boost for this team will be her experience. She's a very vocal leader, and she'll be a massive boost to this side. Just to give them, as I said, that experience, that opportunity she's well able to play rugby as well. She can pass the ball, and she's a fierce handoff as well. So I'm excited to see her play again. It's been a while, and they have some other players out there. Danny Mugaby on the wing is meant to be quite fast, comes from an athletic background as well. So excited to see what they can do with the ball in hand.
Yeah, and Wakely's back row teammate and Alex Calendar, a real force herself, leads her side out in Brython Thunder. Here we go now. Big moment for Cy McGrath. She leads out her team, the Clovers, 19-year-old from County Donegal. Of course, last year made her Six Nations debut with Ireland. Such a big future, but at the moment she's playing some great rugby, isn't she, Anne?
Yeah, look, I think this Clovers team, both props that they have, Neve O'Dowd as well, has a huge future ahead of them, and both of them, been brought into this Clovers team because of the strength of the props elsewhere, and the Wolfhounds team as well. But they're massively pushing for a place in this Six Nations squad. As you said, Cy McGrath, huge day for her. So proud. For 19 years of age, to be captaining this side. It shows the faith that these coaching teams have in her. I'm expecting a big game from herself and Neve O'Dowd in the scrum today.
Yeah, and a quick word actually, just before we get on the 2 10s, Maeve Deely and Niamh Terry, both 15s but playing 10. I think it's fair enough to say that, but both getting the opportunities at first receiver.
Yeah, Maeve Deely particularly probably plays most of her rugby at full back for Blackrock, and where we've seen her with Ireland as well. But she's a brilliant kicker out of hand and place kicker as well. And Ireland has struggled for 10s probably in the last number of years. Dan O'Brien's come in and settled the ship a bit, but huge opportunity for her. Niamh Terry the same on the other side. Ellie Snowsill has been the long-standing 10 for a long time, but there's always room for improvement and room for change, and she's going to try and take that opportunity today.
Super. As the referee blows the whistle, and Niamh Terry, Brython Thunder. starts the game and not the start she would have wanted.
Yeah, I think I jinxed her there. Sorry. Yeah, look, that's just a poor start. Ball not on 10. It's just really unfortunate for her, not good for a confidence boost, but an opportunity here for the Clovers to show their strength in scrum, and those two that I mentioned, Simon Gra and Niamh O'Dowd, an opportunity to show what their set piece can do.
Yeah, and a dry day, of course. Pretty chilly, but I expect some good attacking rugby from both teams, but what an opportunity. 30 seconds on the clock, and Elsie Hughes with her ball in the hand there, ready to feed in to the scrum. Seasoned Irish international is Hughes. Good scrum. Shannon Tui just controls it at the base. And there you go, 1-0 to the Clovers. And she did it last week after half time coming on. And Elsie Hughes, but she seems to always want to go quickly.
Yeah, she loves it. She's full of energy. I thought she played really well and had a huge impact off the bench last week. Set up a couple of try-scoring opportunities. They weren't all taken, but really good start from her. She'll always be looking to go, and if Brython Thunder have done their homework, they'll know that she's looking to do that every single time.
Good touch made from the Blackrock College player in Dealey. Good settler for her. It's a youngster and real talent, and Beth Budemer gets set for her first line out. She opened the scoring last weekend in Musgrave Park. Did Budemer, just 18.
Played very well for UL Bulls this year, so it's great to see her get these opportunities.
Budemer goes to the front. Hughes spins it away. They go out the back. Good kick and plenty of space. Bouncing ball, so tricky. And Truman's got across there, but back three battling against each other.
I love that option there from Maeve Dealey, as I mentioned earlier, kicking out of hands quite good. She recognised the space. She kind of hesitated, went for the long pass, and realised that the blindside winger hadn't come up, and the opportunity was there. Just wish Claire Gorman probably wasn't so hesitant on that bounce. If she had a power through there, she was gone. Nobody stopped her.
Rosie Carr, opposition hooker. First set piece. Good work. Straight to the front. Natalia John. Of course, the two Carr sisters, identical twins. In the rugby league for the Welsh international side as well. Real talent. Terry goes to the air. Bouncy ball, pretty tricky. Still with the visitors. Singleton gets it away. A bit scrappy at the moment. Will be a scrum to the Clovers. Intent there, but maybe not the execution on it.
Yeah, it was a poor kick for Brython Thunder, and they kind of got away with it because the Clovers let the ball bounce, and there was that hesitancy there. A huge bravery there from Shannon Tui and Alex Callender to go for that ball in the end. Huge collision on the end of it, but opportunity now for Clovers to try and move this ball wide. As we can see, Brython Thunder are very, very narrow. There's huge amounts of space there on the open side if we can move the ball to O'Driscoll and to Gorman.
Yeah, McInerney in behind the 10 and Dealey as well. First things first. McGrath doing her job. As is O'Dowd and Budemer. Hughes gets the offload away. That's great work to her right winger in McInerney. The Clovers attacking to their captain in McGrath. Hughes decides to go out the back. Ovey, she is powerful. Inches. What a start this would be. Hughes again. Dealey. Must be numbers. The pass isn't great. Can they pick it up and go again? Multi-coloured shirt of the Clovers. Hughes looks for a teammate. Tui obliges. McGrath once more, never taking a backward step. Phase is building up. Need quicker ball. Good pick up from Campbell. Karapati with her first touch. It may well be stolen on the ground. That's an opportunity lost. And the penalty would go to the red shirts and Brython Thunder.
Yeah, a massive opportunity lost there. Elsa decided to go down the blind side, and they made huge ground there, and Faith Away was stopped very, very close to the line, but unfortunately Maeve Deely just got caught with a little bit of hesitancy there. I think because there's so much space out there, she's getting caught in two minds about what to do, and unfortunately the pass went to ground and they just couldn't make it back up. And look, really good defence there from and they will take a lot of confidence from that, and look at the position they are now to attack, but Clovers must be very disappointed.
Yeah, Terry goes down the tram lines with that kick. 9 caps for Wales. Debut coming back in 2019 in Spain, but not straight. Seems that every time that they get a better attacking opportunities, they want to give the ball away.
Yeah, that's disappointing there. Particularly Natalia John will be happy with that as a second row who's well capable in the line out, but Clover so far dominating at set piece. Their scrum, they've already won a couple of penalties. You know, their own line out so far has been solid, and then they've a turnover there, so another opportunity here at this scrum. They've kind of looked for the penalty the last few times, but I'd actually like to see them move it wide, because on first phase we see Brython Thunder there are so narrow. There's almost half a pitch there of space for Corey and the outside wing McInerney here.
Lets it go through. Hughes does ever so well. Out the back, a short line, just leaving it behind them.
Clovers just looked like they hadn't really settled into the game yet. A little bit of nerves from people. I know some of those outside backs on the Clover side are still looking for their first touch, but we didn't need to run a short line there. The option was on to go out wide. We had held our feet and kept a little bit deeper, and the opportunity was on there to move it.
I suppose I'm looking down there, and Scott Beeman is watching on the Irish coach, so
I would hope so.
Maybe they've seen him doing a few nerves there, Hannah.
Yeah, look, he obviously has a big campaign coming up, and this is an opportunity for a lot of players to put their hands up. You know, and we will find some players here who will do a job in the Six Nations who maybe haven't had an opportunity before, but little mistakes like that don't help.
And she's back with a bang in Wakely from the base. Scrapping on the floor too, like a thief in the night. Hughes looks in behind. McInerney on her travels. Truman's covers excellently well. Good youngster and puts it on the toe. A bit of work for her opposition in Corey. What can the UL star do? Good work in their inside centre. Michaela Waldron. The pill is protected. Hughes outside her 22.
That's a mistake, and she knows it. She's done some really good stuff so far in this game, but that's a really costly mistake now, and Brython Thunder will have it just outside the 22 and a good attacking platform.
Yeah, a wee bit rushed there from Elsa Hughes.
I think the kicking game in the women's game is so important these days. We don't see box kicking too often, particularly that stay in play. But just in terms of leverage there, we saw Ellie Mae Trummins pick up a great ball from the Dinka behind and kick one back, and put these Clovers under massive pressure. And I think it's just becoming a huge aspect of the game, and for our Irish side to do well in the Six Nations, that's an area we really need to focus on.
The Declan Falcons, Hooker and Rosie Carr, the darts too long, snaffled by the Clovers. Waldron just takes her eye off it. She's acting at scrum half. She's just lost her way a wee bit there.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Waldron yet. A capable runner, quite strong as well, but haven't been able to get her hands on the ball. Found herself in an unusual position of scrum half there, and forced herself the ball trickle through her legs and just forced a knock on.
Yeah, it came through the Rugby IQ system. I was playing rugby in Australia, where she moved when she was younger in Newcastle, and moved over to Galwegians and playing with Railway. And
she's well travelled.
Well travelled, Hannah. That's exactly right. Still only a youngster. Wakely backpedaling. Singleton. Good lines are running from her teammates. Scrum half just wants it again. Terry, the skip ball. Was
A chance out wide. Megan Webb, a fine player in that centre. Vice captaining today. There's been plenty of knock-ons out there.
I was just about to say, both teams really struggling to hold on to possession for more than a couple of phases. It is a dry day out there. With the Astro, you know, it being very cold, it does tend to be a little bit slippy. So although it mightn't show it on camera, I'd say it is a little bit slippy out there. But still, no excuse for these silly drops that we're seeing. And it holds momentum on teams as well, and it doesn't allow them to build on that and get their confidence and get their handling going. But Clovers will be happy with that, and will be looking to get rid of the ball here and try and get some possession.
Yeah. Certainly dominating one facet of this game. It is the scrum. Daly in rather coloured boots. I like the look of those, Hannah.
Yeah, they're light blue, I think, aren't they? Yeah, Nike wouldn't be my thing. I'm more of an Adidas gal myself. If I was going for blue, look, I do like blue clearly, but I'd be a dark blue kind of gal, so it wouldn't be for me. They help her kicking, we'll take it.
They Scrappy, it does come back on her side. Hughes waits till her back row are set, but Ruth Campbell there. She had a cracking game last week in Musgrave Park. Flying the flag for Old Belvedere. As well as a number of players in the Wolfhounds who are in Edinburgh at the moment. Daly again. Doesn't find grass. The knock on, or sorry, goes back from Truman's. Mugabe. She got in her locker. Big tackle from McGrath on the right winger, but the Naas referee just wants to have a word with the Clovers.
Yeah, can't quite see what he's saying there now. He's given the penalties on, but I'm not sure exactly why he's talking to the Clovers girls, but have to be careful there with Danny Mugabe, give her the ball in a bit of space. So Claire Gorman's chase was very good initially, but the rest of the Clovers were actually quite a bit behind, so they need to be better in creating that green wall to stop any sort of dog legs, because Mugabe has speed and she was almost away there, but for a double tackle by Campbell and McGrath.
Yeah, Mugabe, big athletics background, running for Swansea. I saw a glimpse of that. Studying at Cardiff Met, biomedical science, so plenty of brains as well. Bidemer. Too far. Daly says she'll pinch that. It's a good leg drive. She gets the thighs going. Hughes to McGrath. Juggles with it. Then controls it into the 22. With the Clovers and Waldron. He asked for a bit of show and bite about her. That's exactly what she has done. Daly again. What are the options? Corey. Good work. Getting the extra yards. Aoife Corey. Hughes, we've seen it last week. What about this week? It's very good. A try in Musgrave Park, and now one in Energy Park. Great work from the Wheelway Union scrum half.
Yeah, look, Ails has been the bright spark for this Clovers team. Plenty of experience, you know, been in and out of the Irish squad over the last number of seasons, and she's trying to fight her way back into a green jersey. Getting her opportunity today after Nicole Cronin's injury last week and coming off the bench, but she's one who likes to have up tempo. She'll take a snipe, as we saw there. You know, she'll look for the quick tap, and Brython Thunder clearly haven't done their homework on her because they're not really keeping too close an eye on her, and she gets a score there after some good footwork.
Yeah, 19 caps for Ireland, as you say, wants that 9 jersey back. Real live wire. What can our number 10 do off the tee? Unlucky. Just hits the post. He looks pretty disappointed.
Yeah, look, she should be disappointed for her. Her high standard. She was an excellent kicker last year in the AIL, and that's a kick she knows she can hit. Just pulled across it a little bit too much. You could tell from the strike straight away that was going to pull off to the left.
Duties. The kick over on the chase.
Don't you just love when a prop was the first to tackle at the kick chase? Who's right behind her? Ruth Campbell.
Two good forwards there. A bit of defending to do. The team can see the penalty. Will be Wilkinson. This is close to the try line as possible. And that is a good effort because that was a tight angle.
Yeah, look, really tight angle. Gives them an opportunity, as I said. They haven't really had an opportunity to have the ball in hand too long. Their line-out hasn't gone too well, but they'll be hoping this one can stick.
Wilkinson came through the Wales Exiles programme. She played for Bristol Bears in a couple of cup competitions this year. Dave Ward coaching there. And they do get a line-out right. Here's her outside centre, trying to feed her number 8, and Wakely juggled, got it back. Callender tries her luck. Singleton has options. Natalia John, bit of a powerhouse, running close to the Clovers line. Singleton, Terry, what's the speed of transfer like? Getting it to the winger, but no ball. Mugaby still somehow have it though. Skipping out Rosie Carr for Finlay Jones.
That was a beautiful pass to take out 3 defenders.
They have a penalty. John doesn't seem to care as she's still going. Singleton has to dig deep. Terry. Where's the pace coming? Good read from McInerney. But you'll have to do it all again as they'll have a 5 metre probably line out to defend. You can see Brython Thunder do have something about them.
Yeah, much better period of play for them. They managed to hold on to possession, really trying to bring a bit of width by moving it across there, getting the ball into the hands of Mugaby, but no space there, and they were happy to just clamp down a little bit and manage to milk the penalty. Great call there by McInerney, though, to try cut it out in the wind, but obviously ref comes back for penalty advantage. But shows you that they do have, the ability once they can hold on to possession.
Thank you. We talked about it earlier, Natalia John. 35 Wales caps. She's instrumental so far, and that's her the short side. Are they over? They are, but without the ball.
It's not gone outside, so it's here.
See the Clovers survive.
Yeah, but for me, the Clovers line-out defence needs to just be a little bit more on it there. So that's the second time they've ran that particular line-out going short to the front. I think it was Ruth Campbell the first time, not quite sure who it was that second time. They got away with it there. Luckily for the Clovers, there was a knock-on, but it's something that Brython Thunder are looking to push on and use a lot, so they should be wise with the Clovers by now.
You see a strange number in 25 in the front row. It's actually Chloe Thomas-Bradley. Still a prop, I must say, but just due to jersey issues. Tui stepping inside. Singleton holding on for dear life. About the counter from Wakely. Trying to see an open door, but not happening. Hughes needs all the protections. Dealey takes the responsibility herself. How about that from Maeve Dealey? Tight angle, makes about 50 metres.
Yeah, really, really good clearance there. Obviously gets a bit of help with the bounce. And now it's obviously going to be a Clovers ball, and she kicked that under massive, massive pressure there. But we need to be a little bit more stable at that ruck. We can't allow Thunder to come in and counter run was 5 metres from our own line. We need to have that stability there so that there is a very good passing channel for Elsie Hughes to give that for that clearance kick.
Well, they not having it all their own way. That line out time. More importantly, it is there. Good injection of pace. Hughes back up into her position, but getting an opposition in her face, and Finlay Jones.
I think what's happening there with the Clovers is they're actually not resourcing the ruck enough. So they had someone in at the ruck, I couldn't quite see who it was. Steve O'Dell then jumped in and put in a huge clearance, but there wasn't anybody else then to seal off.
Nice back tables, okay. When you're going backwards, stay flat, okay.
For the counter rucker to come through, which gets hit hard there. Luckily, Clovers has knock-on advantage, but as I mentioned earlier, we need to be sourcing those rucks properly if we want to go free and stay the ball out.
Scrum half's night.
Absolutely, Elsa doesn't need that.
Search from 50 metres, looking down there. She's back to the day job. Pass is crisp. Dealey, McInerney, looking to put a bit of pressure on. Good work from Brython Thunder. It's Eleanor Hing. Opened up the diaphragm the way she went. Singleton, Waldron, absolute pest. Terry has to cut inside, keeps the ball alive. Surround Singleton, using all her sevens experience. Looks to be a knock on or a turnover anyway. Hughes gets it away, I'm not sure how. McInerney getting stuck in.
Advantage over! 6 out!
McGrath.
6 red!
That's 19.
Said it twice, 6 red out.
Clovers wanting a penalty, and they get one. Oh, she was going to go too quick for everyone. Elsa Hughes brought back.
There's no trend there. Okay. It's mostly been under scrum.
Ref's not confident that she's actually tapping with her foot. It was tight anyway, but this is probably the right call. Take it to the line out where they've been doing not too badly, and see can they set up some phase play.
Marcus here, folks. Marcus here, please. Thank you.
Good kick.
Just try and listen to 26 out of
a couple of years ago in Japan. She made a great entrance with some try.
Thank you.
And as part of the squad, obviously, that got promoted.
Girls, bring it in.
In the autumn there. WX3, XV3, I should say.
Okay.
10, 15, where do you see her?
Look, I don't think you have to be nailed down to one position. I think 10 obviously is a position that Ireland do want nailed down, and this is an opportunity for her to show what she can do in that position. They do have multiple options, as I mentioned, Dan O'Brien. Paul Fowley was going very well until her injury. Nicky Caughey has been done very, very well and has been an Ireland international since the last 10, 12 years or so. Hasn't been in the squad in a while, but playing very, very well for Railway. She's playing with the Wolf today. For me, I think the 10 jersey currently is Dan O'Brien's, but there's some really good youngsters coming up. Kate Flannery's on the bench today. She is an excellent prospect at 10 as well. But Maeve Dealey, for me, it's great if she could, play 15, and then if we needed, have her as the 10 option off the bench as well. Frees up another spot for someone else in the 23.
Campbell in the headband, now doing the grunt. McGrath, Budimir, they're all joining in. Thunder do well. Dealey just across the park a wee bit. Waldron running up a blind alley. Hughes still keeps it alive. See what Campbell was trying to do, but probably should have just took it to ground. And still a wee bit of time to settle. 23 minutes in, people are trying things, but they aren't quite coming off on it.
Yeah, I think the Clovers need to get a little bit more depth in their attack there, because they were so flat when Maeve Dealey got that ball back. She had no real option to pull it back deep, and so she wrongly, as you said, decided to run across the park there. But if we actually had a little bit more depth, we'd be able to move the ball and invite the Thunder defence on to then obviously draw and pass again. A little bit more depth, a little bit just more patience, instead of trying to go wide too early every single time to try and suck in that defence.
Cardiff Mets, Singleton.
It's an excellent score.
Backpedaling, as you say. And then error on error. There's one thing we can take out of this. Budimir, McGrath, Dowd. And the other 5 players behind them are absolutely loving this dominant set piece.
I think you could hear Butterworth's scream from here. And yeah, that's phenomenal. The 3 foot there, absolutely driving that Thunder pack backwards. And they're not some small forwards that they have on the other side, so it'll give them huge confidence. But as I said, they need to get this ball out, get it moving to their playmakers. Backs are looking very cold right now.
Yeah, we haven't seen O'Driscoll yet. With ball in hand. From Skibbereen. Had a great season with Ballincollig so far.
Yeah, I was really impressed with her last week. I thought she ran some really strong lines, with some big carries, and really, really good in defence. 13 is quite a difficult position to play, and great to see numbers coming through from Ballincollig and a bit of representation there. You know, Fiona Hayes did great things with them last year. I know she's with Bowes now, but she really developed some really good young players coming through there.
Yeah, and doing a fine job. Not UL Bowes. Every time I look down at this team sheet, they all seem to be playing for them. She's actually watching on in New York, Fiona Hayes.
Hi, Fee. Don't be surprised here on this scrum, just as we see a reset and ref up into the 2 hookers. There's quite a big blindside there, and although Claire Gorman has come over onto this wing, I'd say Ailsa's just having a word there about it, saying I might snipe here myself, because as you can see, the Thunder blindside wing, Mugabe, is actually very, very deep, and they haven't got anyone covering there. So there is a huge opportunity there. If I was a 9, and I would never be ever too tall, I'd be absolutely having a look at that little snipe.
Poised is Dealey. Waldron, the cut-out ball. More space in behind, but got to get away. Megan Webb. Dealey again. McInerney. Well brought down by Wilkinson. Thought she was initially beaten, but then stood up well. Neve O'Dowd. Hughes. Dealey pulls it back. What about the pace from the inside centre? From Waldron. The last pass just let her down. The lines of running. Terry. Advantage over Corey. Out in front. Probably just too far. 2 UL Bowes teammates working together, but just too far in front of her winger. Another mistake. But there you go. Kayla Waldron.
Yeah, look, we spoke about it before. She was just about to pass, and the dog leg opened up there. Megan Webb it was, getting ahead of Wilkinson on the Thunder side, and she took that gap. It's unfortunate as she met the fullback Germans. Ailsa was running a really good support line, but they actually got too close to each other. Ailsa probably needed to drift down a little bit, and a knock-on happened there. And so we saw another knock-on then eventually further down with McInerney and Corey. But the signs are that the Clovers are well on top on this one. They just can't take advantage of that on the scoreboard.
Of course, the Clovers are back in action next Sunday in Musgrave Park against Galway Lightning. And there you go, they have finally a scrum penalty. Brython Thunder, they're playing at Parky Scarlets back at home.
Clover's just gone too hard there on that scrum, and the ref deemed it to be wheeling, not driving straight. So as we see this kick, am I saying?
Good take from McInerney. Dealey skipping and jumping. Corey getting more and more involved. Good work from the back row. Kurapati, currently studying in America, back loving the game of rugby. Ovey on the shoulder well. The ball just comes out of her hands. Brython Thunder are defending pretty well. The Clovers still forcing it.
Yeah, well, I think that's quite unfortunate. It's probably just a little bit of miscommunication there. Shannon Dewey runs a really good short line, but because Ailsa takes a step and then passes, it actually closes the gap considerably, and Shannon Dewey ends up getting tackled. She gets good offload there, but unfortunately Faith Away can't manage to get her hands free for a successful offload. And gets a knock on there. But there are opportunities. It's just little bits of miscommunication on when to pass, when to give it, etc. That'll come with time. You have to remember, look, this is only the second game that these guys have had together. You know, as the weeks go on, they will continue to improve and learn from each other. A lot of these players will have played with each other an awful lot. They may have known each other from playing against each other, but hopefully we start to see signs of improvement.
Yeah, you've been chatting to Ashley Beck, the Brython Thunder coach at the start of the game, and he was saying, you know, with the likes of some of their players at the Worcester Warriors, and unfortunately with their club failing or falling, you know, a lot of their players actually haven't played rugby in so long, so they're just happy to get back out there.
Yeah, look, that's so unfortunate. We've seen it in the men and women's game over in England the last couple of seasons or so, and for a lot of those Worcester Warrior players, it was a huge blow for them. Some of them managed to go off and find other clubs, but unfortunately others haven't. And as you said, when you take a break from playing rugby and matches in particular, like, nothing can bring about the same intensity and the same practice that a match can. And so probably seeing a little bit of rustiness here with some of these players, but they'll be delighted to have a tournament like this to get some games under their belt and put their hand in for a Welsh jersey for the upcoming Six Nations.
Shot there for Nicola Ward there. She wouldn't be a great watcher there. She looked as if she was on there. What a season she had. Unfortunately for her, just injured at the moment, but she's a class act.
Yeah, definitely Ireland's form player of the last 12, 15 months or so, and just a cruel blow, that injury, that ACL injury, that'll keep her out past the Six Nations. But great to see her on the sidelines. You know, as I said, she's a very experienced player. She's been in with sevens and played alongside her in 7s and 15s, and for her to be able to give some of these younger players that kind of mentorship and some of her own experience, it's great to see. I'd say some of those Thunder players are very glad she's not playing, to be honest, because she's a mean step on her and a great handoff.
Certainly does. Terry goes to the toe. Into the Clovers half. To the Brython Thunder, conceding the line out.
Last couple of lineouts haven't gone too well for the Clovers now, so they're hoping they're just going to get a fairly simple call here and try to just get the ball in their hands and move it wide, because the last couple have been knock-ons or overthrows. We want to just get Buttermer a bit of confidence.
Hughes gets it back from O'Vey. Tui. Got her eyes in there, so it's a great take. Tricky pass. Left winger in Gorman. Stopped on her tracks. O'Vey. Here's Campbell. Over the top. Referee happy that's gone back. McInerney, she just dragged into touch, or he finally is going to go back for the forward pass. Ruth Campbell always looks to get over the top. What do you think of that, Hannah?
I don't know if I agree with that call, to be honest, but look, referee's call is final. Yeah, I think as Ruth Campbell looks for the TV side, I don't think that's here today. Look, I think she's a very explosive player, very young, was called into the WXV panel, her squad over in Dubai, and has a really bright future. She's an attritional player, really good in the line out, you know, looks to get involved, it's great work rate, and I just think she has a great future. We're quite well stocked in the second row at the minute with the Irish team, but you can learn a lot from the likes of Sam Monaghan, you know, Dorothy Wall kind of playing a bit of second row now as well, so to get in there would be a big feat, but definitely has a lot of potential.
And of course she had a great interpros back here, getting that grudge match. She's scoring for Leinster to beat Munster.
Yeah, and what a score it was. You know, running practically the length of the pitch to get on the end of that. As I said, she has a huge work rate for a second row. I think in last week's match she was one of the first to huge break that Elsie Hughes made in the second half as well. And I think just that really good attitude and that willingness to work hard goes a long way, and if you can improve your skills from that, it's massive.
Looks to be an unfortunate injury there. Doesn't look great for Sarah Singleton, I think it is. Let's hope for her sake it isn't as bad as it looks, and she'll be able to at least recover quickly. Megan Davis will be the one to come on to take her place, and she's a real handful herself. You can see her doing her warm-ups. She actually scored early on last week against Gwalia Lightning. Did Megan Davis. Plays rugby for Bristol Bears and 7 caps for the Welsh team. Really, our thoughts are with Saran Single in the moment.
Yeah, obviously you never like to see anyone get injured. Seems to be an upper limb injury of some sort, and players have moved away. So yeah, clearly not too well there, and unfortunately she's having quite a good game, but injuries are part and parcel of this game, and it gives an opportunity for someone else, and Meg Davies will get a chance here to come on and show what she can do and impact on the rest of the game.
While we wait for this injury, and these are obviously difficult situations. Our thoughts are obviously with Saran Singleton. The players also are keeping warm, and sort of takes the momentum away.
Yeah, look, I think the big thing for these players now, as I said, stay warm. It is a very cold day, but just get your hands on the ball and get your focus back into it. It's never nice seeing someone get injured, particularly when it's a teammate and you know them well, but it's something that you just kind of have to mentally block out and try and move on from it. A lot of, particularly the Clovers girls, there's a sprinkling of experience in there, but they've been missing hugely. The likes of Dorothy Wall missing today, unavailable because she has some college exams on, so we hope they're going well for her. But this is where the likes of Ailsa Hughes is stepping up there, continuously talking, being very vocal. It's a very, very young Clover side, and you just got to keep them focused, keep them going, get them back in their mindset, knowing their roles and all the rest. And I'm sure on the Thunder side, the likes of Alex Callender and Shona will also be doing the same, just trying to get them staying in the right mindset, keeping warm, but trying to just settle down and not get too panicky.
And as a whole, this competition, last year there was only a couple of teams. Now it's nearly been doubled, if not doubled. Seems to be wanting to grow this Celtic competition, keep giving them a good ground heading into the Six Nations.
Yeah, look, the whole point of this is to try and develop more players and give them a pathway, that's beyond the provincial teams and just below the international set them up, allow players to put their hands up for the current Six Nations. Last year, as you said, we only had one Irish team competing in this. This year it's 2. As you see Singleton heading off. But it's a great opportunity. A lot of these players, first time playing in this competition, wouldn't have huge experience at this kind of level or international level at all, and so gives them an opportunity to show their mettle, show what they're about. But also, if they don't go on to make an international squad or wear a green jersey, they're bringing that experience back to their club and hopefully, passing that along to other members in their squad and improving the AIL in that respect as well.
Well, she is up, Saran Singleton. Looks to be struggling there with her arm, but hopefully she'll recover quickly. A replacement, and Davis will be thrown into the action. Her first job is to get it back off her number 8, Terry. Oh, space out behind for the Thunder, deciding not to use it. Wilkinson stepping up to first pivot. Good hands from Mugabe. Davis again. John gets her hands away. Good work. Brython Thunder on the charge. Webb. Wakely. Nothing coming there. So possession starts, and Meg Davis certainly not shying away. And what about that for a dummy? And she is hit hard from Waldron. Something different. So a quick succession of penalties conceded by the Clovers. Stan Fogarty won't be happy with.
No,
Munster man.
discipline is definitely one thing that both sides will want to try and improve upon a little bit, in the Clovers in particular, who've been the better side so far. Nice welcome to the game there for Meg Davies, lovely dummy, but then Kayla Waldron makes sure she knows that she's in the game, but unfortunately doesn't roll away and gives that penalty away, and another opportunity for Thunder.
So we're coming close to the climax of this first half. 8 metres out are the visitors. Carr, good work for Finlay Jones. And of course, who else but Wakely. Clovers on their guard. Can they hold out? It's a tight 5 drive. Davis happy to orchestrate. Calendar asks her troops to follow on. What a time it would be for them to score. Still there on the ground. Now the charge comes. Good work. Campbell and co. defending like their lives on it. Davis digs. Cut out ball. Clear skipper in Alex Calendar. And there you go. It's an even game. And they've got something in their locker, Brython Thunder, and they certainly showed it.
Yeah, look, that's a really well worked try. Full of grit and hard work. The forwards coming in and putting a lot of work in, but where they actually get the majority of their movement is actually from the line out, and that decision comes from the Clovers' decision to actually compete against that line out. If they had stayed in the ground, they had bodies to work against that maul, but because Ruth Campbell competes, there's less bodies on the ground. It's much easier for the Thunder side to actually move forward and progress in that maul, and that gets the Clovers scrambling backwards, and then they were always on the back foot from there. Really, really well worked by Brython Thunder, and Calendar getting on the end of things, showing all her experience and leadership, but you know, they're decisions that you have to make. Do I compete here, or do I stay in the ground and try and put in a big defensive maul?
Marvin Bourne, Calendar. Strutting her stuff. It's Wilkinson from a tight angle. Puts it wide, and I think there's still going to be a play or two, as it's 5-all here in Energy Park. It's just heating up slightly.
Yeah, interesting. That doesn't seem like game clock, obviously, that we have seems to be a little bit off compared to whatever the referee has, but an opportunity here now for Maeve Deely to put this, I would say, very, very deep, and you know, put a really big kick chase in here, and say to them, look, you got to get past our defence if you want to get anywhere here.
Good kick from the fly half, Bourne from Ballinasloe. Hughes skips it over. Waldron pins the air back, coming more and more into this game. Kayla Waldron, Campbell, good sleight of hands. Hughes straight through, looking for her second. Dow just couldn't hold on to it. Oh, Belvedere prop, thought she was under the sticks. Talia John looking for composure. Brython Thunder. Terry, with greatest effort. Deely just couldn't take it on the full. Corey Scragg down.
I think that's an opportunity missed from the Clovers there. It was a very, very poor clearance kick right down the centre of the pitch. If Deely had taken that first time, there was huge space going left and wide for the likes of Claire Gorman to get on the ball, but chance is gone.
Referee looked at his watch and said play on, and Deely again puts a bit of prowess in the right toe. Can the Clovers, Brython Thunder, with a bit of their own medicine? We saw the visitors score off a good maul from this play a couple of minutes ago. What can the home side respond with? Whittimer, first things first. It's not happening. Katie Mackey, I think, plucked it out of the air, and it's a big steal. Davis sort of looked at the referee and said, "Can I have the penalty?" And he nodded and gave it.
And just there is where you saw the opposite to what we saw down on the Clovers 5 metre line. The Thunder do compete in that lineup, but they do get their hands on the ball, so that high risk is high reward, and they get the turnover from it, which we obviously didn't see at the other end. And the Clovers stray offside, and they say, "Thank you very much, we'll take that easy penalty to get out of here."
There's a good point there, both examples, you know. It sounds always, if you're going to jump, you nearly need to win it.
Yeah, you're just taken away from your own maul defence and the opportunity to try and stop them.
Again, the kick's curve, it shows the catch. Davis, low scuttery kick into the arms of Corey, weaving through the sea of red defence. Hughes, Karapati, good strength brought down is the youngster Daly, and Tui, Clover's back row, pretty strong at the moment. It's not Gorman out there. We talked about her gas, haven't quite seen it in this first half just yet. Short side, Hughes still going, wants a second, sidestepping people out of a phone box. Elsie Hughes just stopped short. Calendar, has she sniffed and punched? What work from Brython Thunder and their skipper, destined for a try for the Clovers.
It's been turned over, I think.
Yeah, Alex Calendar all over it. And then her teammate in Powerhouse and Wakely drives on. Has it been turned back over? No one wants to keep the ball here, Hannah. Great work. Is that Hellman on the floor? McGrath in tandem with O'Dowd. Clovers looking to finish this half with a bang. Looks to be a wee bit argy-bargy, and referee and his assistant just want a word. Cy McGrath being called in. As well as Beth Budemer.
Good to see there's plenty of heart and passion there.
Maybe Fiona Hayes is teaching Budemer a few things I don't understand.
I wouldn't paint Fee Hayes in that light now. She was an angel always.
I said good things, Hannah. You didn't let me finish the sentence. We'll start. So after the scuffle's done, it's Brython Thunder, or the recipient of a penalty, as the clock ticks on. It wasn't straight. Calendar just having a word with her number 2. Communication problems, but the throw really ultimately costing Brython Thunder.
Yeah, I think the theme of this game so far has been the turnovers, coming in every facet of the game. Open field knock-ons, poor line-out throws, and even just scrum turnovers. We've had a couple of those. I think, yeah, as you said, neither ball wants to hold on to the ball, or are just unable to hold on to possession, and that's a little bit of panic and trying to force things at times. And you just need to calm down a little bit, carry the ball into contact, and then things will start to happen and open up for you from there.
Katie Carr just getting a few admin issues sorted with her boots. As we go again. And we see the likes of O'Driscoll and Waldron cutting angles here. And they get their chance. Dealey. Waldron. Again, a wee bit stop-start, but still does find the wing. And the right winger at that in McInerney. Referee just wants to look again, but it's gone forward. Another costly opportunity right on half-time. The Clovers hopefully won't be kicking themselves in 40 minutes' time. Hannah finish 5-all. Plenty of rugby, a lot of knock-ons themselves, but very much in the balance.
Yeah, look, a closer game probably than I would have anticipated. Both sides not doing themselves any favour in terms of possession and turnovers, as I mentioned earlier. That last play there must be so frustrating for Dennis Fogarty and Lee Briggs. Great opportunity off the face play. They get it right down to the corner. They don't need to panic. They need to set up their forwards and start moving in towards the post. And unfortunately, someone just gets a case of white line fever and knocks it on over the ball, over the line to bring it into the half. But that's probably just that experience that is lacking a little bit in this team, to be able to just calm things down, know when the opportunity is there to try and score, and know when the best thing to do is kind of recycle it a little bit and bring it back out.
Well, as the two coaches and Dennis Fogarty and Ashley Beck head into the changing rooms to speak to their coaches, nothing separates the two sides here at Energy Park. It's Clovers 5, Brython Thunder 5. Well, welcome back to the second half in Energy Park. Nothing separates the Clovers and Brython Thunder, 5-all. Hannah, what do you think the message would have been, particularly from a Clovers side and Dennis Fogarty?
Look, I don't want to be banging on about it too much, but I think just holding on to possession, keeping calm heads, you know, working their way into the game and building a bit of momentum for both sides will be something that was communicated at halftime.
Niamh Deely there, putting it into the afternoon sky. The Clovers hit hard in defence. Meg Davies at scrum half now. Of course, an unfortunate injury, Saran Singleton. And first penalty of the second half. Not rolling away are the Clovers. And Brython Thunder through Davies in the Under Armour go themselves. Calendar scores the only try for Brython Thunder. Wakely, good fate. Made her name back in 2010 in the World Cup and debut. It's been in and out of the Wales side for the guts of 12 to 13 years. A real warrior. As Davies looks up. Terry, good skip ball. Talia John just securing. And Terry again. Good defence from Brianna Hellman. Terry back inside the John. The tempo is picked up from Driscoll. Got a wee bit late, made the tackle, but then referee saying she slapped the ball down.
Yeah, Driscoll's in trouble here. It's unfortunate. She does go for the ball, but unfortunately her left hand just comes out, slaps the ball down. It's a big blow for the Clovers. Started the second half, but an opportunity here for Thunder to try and take advantage. Yeah,
Michelle Driscoll will have 10 minutes on the sideline for that infringement at the tackle. So advantage to Brython Thunder, the extra player in the pitch. Can they capitalise? Ashley Beck, the head coach, the centre himself. He'll be looking for Molly Wilkinson and Megan Webb to punch a few holes. Really, first things first is that line out, and Beth Budimir wants the ball.
It's a great contest there by Ruth Campbell, just getting a hand on it to disrupt that Thunder line out. I think the ref said it was a knock-on, which is unfortunate, but that's where her strengths lie massively, is in stealing line-out. She's been excellent in the AIL so far.
Yeah, not old Belvedere, but grew up playing a rugby at Barnhall and Naas. Ruth Campbell. She was 20 and she'll be looking for international honours, but as you say, very difficult in that second row position. That's where Ireland are well stocked. Thompson Bradley and the two Carr sisters packing down for Brython Thunder. And straight away, Cy McGrath. She was the guilty culprit there. Looked to be a bind. Not that I know too much, Hannah, about the scrum.
Yeah, look, you're not talking to the right person here on that, but yeah, referee seems to signal that there was a lack of a bind there, and unfortunately the elbow came down for Sive. And again, penalties are marching this Thunder team up the pitch, giving them an opportunity in the right areas to play some good rugby.
Wilkinson with the kick. Of course, represented Wales at underage level, at under 18s 2 seasons ago. One step forward, 2 back. Rosie Carr hasn't quite had the arrows working in the first half and now the second. And Clover survived the scare.
No, hasn't been her best day at the throw, and again, a sigh of relief for this Clover side, who get an opportunity to try and clear their lines a little bit.
And they are down at back as well. So you would have thought it would be a kick downtown from either of the half-backs, but we shall just see. It's Tui. Uses Hughes, and a bit of space is created. Gorman absolutely rapid, but bread and butter, and loses the ball. Davis beats the tackler. Rosie Carr. Hammer and tong between two players. Terry, Wilkinson, Davies, I should say Webb, and Truman just has to skip down on it. Well up on the far side from Alana McInerney.
Yeah, the Clovers have done quite well there, considering they were numbers down and the Thunder looked to have a huge overlap, but managed that defence well with Fadeaway in her inside. I think there was Eva Corey on her outside. Managed to force a knock on in the tackle, and again, once again, Clovers have an opportunity to move this ball from the scrum and take advantage of this huge open side and massive space in front of Claire Gorman.
Again, the walk comes forward from the Clovers. Apart from one penalty a couple of minutes ago, the pack can have a well-earned rest as they keep winning scrum penalties. And they creep into this 22 as Niamh Briggs gives Claire Gorman a few words of wisdom. Briggs, a fine Irish international herself and quite the coach as well. Trying to grow in that role. Campbell at the front. Hughes needs to get it away. Tui, Waldron, industrious. It's not Hellman. No, it isn't. It's Karapati. It was pretty good, whoever it was. And O'Vey pins the ears back. Has to take that from above her head. Daly nice and flat. Waldron. Good work from the Railway Union, number 12, who died using her hands. A back would have been proud of. Hughes, where's she going? Not sure about that. Probably should have kept it in the hands, but we'll have another opportunity. As the Clovers like to, I should say, are looking to knock this Brython Thunder defence in two.
Yeah, not really the right decision there from Ailsa. First of all, she doesn't catch it correctly with that kick. It wasn't the cleanest, but I also don't think that Lana McInerney on the wing was on the same page as her. There was space over there, but it would have been a very difficult kick to execute.
So, former Rockwell College rugby player in Budimir. And Campbell back to Budimir. Hughes under a wee bit of pressure. Can her teammates help her out and get low? Belvedere's O'Dowd. They're back up, but they're a wee bit behind the curve at the moment. Tom Waldron get that corrected. She goes forward initially, but you can hear by the claps from Brython Thunder players, they force the spillage and another turnover.
There's been a couple of rips by Brython Thunder in this game, and I think it's coming from Clovers are getting really good leg drive, but a second Thunder player is coming in for the original tackler and only focusing on that strip ball, and they're getting a lot of success from it. So even though they're not getting the tackler down straight away, it's giving the second tackler an opportunity to rip that ball away and get that turnover.
Of course, both sides looking for their first win in the competition. Brython Thunder losing last week to Gallia Lightning, 20 points to 5. Clovers themselves losing to the rivals in the Wolfhounds, 21-15, getting a bonus point. Referee thought about the penalty, but the ball did come out to Meg Davies. Brython Thunder and Wilkinson looking to attack with intent, but the mistake was forced. They're never too shy to run from anywhere, are they, especially with Meg Davis.
Yeah, look, I was wondering what they would do there. It was usually teams within their own 22 when they have a set piece, they're just looking to exit and get away from their own red zone and get away from the danger. In that instant, because Clovers were a player down, there was an opportunity there to run it, but I suppose Danny Rugby probably got a little bit too excited about having a bit of space on the wing there and an opportunity to get her hands on the ball, and just got a little too flat and the pass was behind her and created that turnover, and the Clovers can breathe a sigh of relief.
With the footballing skills as Alex Calendar marches her team back. How many penalties is that now? The referee does want the word. Michael Forrester. It's actually this time Chloe Thomas Bradley.
It can be hard when you're the opposing front row being constantly penalised. You know, some days the opposition front row is just stronger and has better technique, and there's nothing you can do against that, often not, other than hope there's not too many scrums in this game. And as you can see, Clovers are trying to take advantage of that and the superiority they're showing in the scrum by calling another one. I think it's the right call. It's a great call by Simon Brown, the captain. She obviously has a lot of confidence in herself and the rest of her front row teammates.
Hughes, of course, there's one nail here with Railway on this ground. And lost the final as well, the Black Rock. She's back in her striped colours. Again, as the crowd roars, you can tell who they're supporting in Clovers. Hughes giving her team plenty of encouragement, and a hat-trick of scrums. Will it be a hat-trick of penalties?
Yeah, look, you know, Clovers are clearly trying to ask some questions of this Thunder front row and ask some questions of the referee, because if there continues to be these penalties, he's going to have to make a call on whether we see a yellow card or not. Just off screen, I don't know if you saw, Michelle O'Driscoll returns after her yellow card, so Clovers get away with that without any damage done. I'd be hoping that instead of looking for the penalty here, they can move the ball and take advantage of having that player back on.
Yeah, as you say, lately, Clovers back to the full complement of players. So Michelle O'Driscoll returns to her outside centre duties. Hughes told to get on with it. And it is a repeat job. And we talked about it. 3 penalties will, I would imagine, lead to a yellow card. We will just wait and see. And there you go. The referee's had enough. This time it's Brython Thunder to go down to 14.
It's the right call from the referee. I don't know if you saw on the screen there, Alex Calendar, just before the scrum penalty was called, actually tried to bind onto Karapati to try and put the penalty on herself, I think, to take away from her front row. Very, very clever, but unfortunately didn't work out for her in that regard. But huge experience there, knowing what was potentially coming for her team.
So Rosie Carr is in the naughty list for 10 minutes. As Clovers creep into the Brython Thunder 22. Campbell, we saw what the maul was like last week. It's brought straight to ground. Shona Wakely, not sure legally, but showing all her experience. Waldron trampling over defenders is Kayla Waldron. Hughes, Budimir, hands from Hellman. Oh, how about the work there? Backs and forwards, absolutely class. And Ruth Campbell dives into the corner. Give Brython Campbell, I should say, the Clovers the lead.
That's a wonderful, wonderful try there, Ruth Campbell, for all her hard work, gets on the end of it. I actually thought initially that they had gone the wrong side and that there was plenty of space out to the right, but really good decision there. Great to be able to have options to go left or right. They decided to go left, and the forwards had beautiful handling of the ball to be able to put Ruth in the corner, and she's only delighted.
Dennis Fogarty will be a happy man. That was great work from them all, the sleight of hands and the good work.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I mentioned in the first half, the Thunder that time decided to compete, and it was obviously a little bit from further out, but it allowed that Clovers maul to get a little bit of a run on it. Whether it was sacked illegally or not, I'm not too sure, but it all worked out in the end for the Clovers.
10 points to 5. The crowd really getting into this action in South Dublin. Looks to be Kayla Waldron down. Hopefully the injury isn't as bad as first feared. Ivana Kurapari trying to get her troops up there, you can see.
I've been impressed by Kurapari, I must say. I haven't seen too much of her previous to this, but she's had some wonderful carries, doing a little bit of that grunt work in the back row, a lot of that unseen hard work that allows others to flourish. I've been very, very impressed.
Daly anxiously waits. Has it got the legs? Not this time. Much better strike from the number 10. Just creeps short. So still a one-score game. But you mentioned Kurapari, you know, plays at Connacht, involved actually last summer with the first Irish under-20 side. Her dad, Colo, big presence, or was a big presence for Buccaneers for over a decade. Plenty of rugby in that family.
I think it's just so great to see finally having that under-20s team. It's given a lot of these girls an opportunity to get that international experience before hopefully making that leap onto senior. You know, and a lot of those girls might be the only time they get to pull on an Irish jersey, and we're seeing these pathways being developed, which is only helping, you know, provide a lot of these players and this talent get ready for senior international rugby.
Hughes just wants to get her skates on there. Well, it does settle down. Daly commands control. Tromans watches that intently. But a poor pass. Pretty far forward there. And will this game just open up the last 25 minutes?
Yeah, look, I definitely hope so. As I mentioned, we haven't seen a lot of players on the ball as much as we would have liked, because of all those turnovers and knock-ons and so forth. In that instance there, I'd really like to see Maeve Deely really start to take control of this game and kind of playing that punch and play, up in the tempo a little bit, really testing out this Thunder defence. In that instance there, her clearance, we actually had no chaser initially, and that's why we've seen a delay in that ruck, because our winger was in that ruck, and therefore Aoife Corey from fullback had to go into that wing position to chase that down. And it doesn't seem like much, but if we don't have a chase there and that ball stays in, it's the clear run back from whoever collects that ball on the Thunder side straight down the pitch there. So it's really important to start getting organised here and getting people into the right positions and making these good decisions when we're kicking the ball in particular.
Tui again. Hughes decides to pick it up herself and then give McInerney not the greatest pass, but the winger helps the scrum half out, and Budimir puts the head down and goes for the grunt. Daly, he asks for a bit of control. That's what she's trying to give. Nevo Dowd next up on the list. What about the cut-out ball? Was the right option, but Aoife Corey just couldn't pick it up off her bootlaces.
No, and I don't know if you picked up on the mic there, but you could hear Niamh Briggs saying just make that 2 passes. I think we're trying to force things a little bit. We didn't need that skip pass. You know, if that had just gone through the hands, I think we would have made a lot of ground. We may not have scored, but puts us on the front foot and allows us to recycle it and move the ball back out towards the right. Unfortunately, we're trying to overplay a little bit at times, and it's causing just a little bit out of reach, leading to those knock-ons.
So much for me saying it was the right call. I'll just stick to this hammer.
Sorry, Stuart. It was on, but it was a tricky execution.
I know my place, Hannah. Don't worry. Not against the head. It's the Brython Thunder. Do you get it back? Gabby trying frantically to get away from the Clovers defender. Davies, Terry, a wee bit lateral at the moment. And has come out on the Clovers side. And what about that from McInerney? And flicks it inside to O'Driscoll. Campbell won't thank the scrum half for that.
No, and once again, there's just that element of panic or trying to rush things a little bit too much. If they had taken an extra second there to get themselves set, that pass could have been played a little bit better and opportunities were there. But it just seems like we do one good thing and then straight away we make a mistake or we give away a penalty. And it's really, really frustrating for us to watch. So I'm sure it's frustrating for the players.
Fans, young and old, watching on, and that's what it's all about, growing the game.
Yeah, look, it's great to see people obviously watching on and cheering and supporting these girls who've put in a lot of work in the last couple of weeks in particular. But as I mentioned, a lot of these girls will be looking to go on and put on an Irish jersey and make an impact on the international stage. But for others, this will be the highest level that they play to for now. You know, and they must be so proud to be able to represent their clubs in this instance.
Big ovation there for Faith O'Veigh. She's some 6 months with her new club in Railway, and she showed what she was about today. Okay, it didn't quite happen at line-out time, but in part she was pretty good.
Yeah, look, as I said, a lot of these games are to give players these opportunities and to show what they can do and to try and develop. And obviously they're getting really good coaching and the setup behind the, you know, outside of the matches. And for her, she's shown an awful lot of potential. She's a tall, rangy player, really good in the line out. Probably didn't have the best day handling wise today. Would love to see her put on a little bit of size to be able to match up in the scrum. But huge potential there for sure. She's still very, very young, and her partner there today as well, Ruth Campbell, also very, very young. So, you know, it's great to see these guys coming through, and hopefully we see them in Ireland jerseys in the future.
Calendar picked it up from number 8 there, and little extra bodies in Webb. This is well worked. Wing roll winger, Dormer and McGarvey. I think it was Eleanor Hain who was pinged for off her feet, and they actually created space there, but the Clovers defended it with all their heart and soul.
Yeah, really good defence there by the Clovers. Didn't come up too hard, recognised that there was a little bit of space out there and an overlap from these numbers. Claire Gorman watched McGabby very closely as soon as she got the ball, and although she cut in, got a very good shoulder on her, managed to bring it to ground. And McGabby has been recognised as a threat and hasn't had much of a chance on the ball with much space in front of her, unfortunately, because I do think she's a rocket and would love to see her in open space, just maybe not today.
Partial, as always. Campbell sacked straight away. Referee seems to be happy again. And the young gun, a real superstar, and Kate Flannery is now on the pitch. She's come on, I think, for Michelle O'Driscoll. Budimir, the first receiver, as is Campbell. Meat and drink to her with those hands. And Gorman absolutely walloped. But she keeps the ball. Good leg drive from Niamh O'Dowd as they creep into this 22 one more time. And here is the captain, Em McGrath. Is anyone going to take her down? Hughes looks left but goes right. Looks to be Shannon Toohey fancying a shot at it. Daly stands poised, locked and loaded. Flannery, there must be numbers and space. Good pick up from McInerney. Waldron just needs to get there. Kurapati flourishing out there. The referee has an advantage to the Clovers. And I'd say the tap and go. Not just yet. Hughes looks disgusted at the referee.
Yeah, I don't think she's been too happy. He keeps calling her back for these quick taps, and she's only itching to go. But just I want to give props there to Alana McInerney for that great hands to keep that play alive. Although again, I think it should have went through the hands, but nevertheless, they're still on.
They're still there, and they are over. And is it the captain fantastic?
I think it might be.
Cy McGrath.
Try for Clovers. It's the captain, number 3.
What a work from McGrath, straight up. And then goes the prop dynamic in the third try to the Clovers. A bit more breathing space.
Yeah, nice to see the Clovers work on a tap move there and try something different as opposed to going for the scrum, which they've obviously been very dominant in. Good to get experience in that, and look, when you're that close to the line, you have someone with the strength of Cy McGrath and clearly full of confidence after the work she's done in the scrum and in the loose. It's great to see her get over in her first game as captain.
Of course, one try away now from the bonus point. Clovers picked up a losing one last week. Straightforward conversion. Good to get the confidence back from Maeve Daly. And they'll be itching for more tries.
Yeah, well, let's hope. You know, they've opened up a little bit of a gap here, that there's an opportunity here as we see some subs come on. That, you know, players start to get a little bit more tired, and we start to see those gaps open up, and hopefully a few more scores.
Yeah, I see Roisin Norman, another Ballincollig and Munster player, make her way out onto the paddock. And good work from Niamh O'Dowd. First place of rugby, just a stone throw away at Old Belvedere.
Yeah, look, I mentioned her earlier on, and I'm trying not to be too biased with my Old Belvedere hat on, but her work rate is incredible. You know, she puts everything into it. Still has a little bit of work to do in terms of her scrum work and in the loose, but you know, you can't argue about her commitment and the passion and the heart she has for this game.
And her sister as well, Alice.
Yeah, Alice wasn't a bad player either, so yeah, I would have played with both of them. And look, it's great to see Niamh O'Dowd getting in here, and she'll be hoping for more Ireland caps in the future.
Davies goes up a backwards alley. They still do keep it. Currapatty just competing on the floor. Well away from Terry. In that standoff position. Davies spins it. Wilkinson leaves it behind. And what's the turnover ball like for the Clovers? Hughes picks up the tempo. Just too far in front of Kate Flannery, who's taken the AL this season under her wings and loving life. UL Bows. Hopefully in the last 15 minutes or so we see more of Flannery.
Yeah, she's come on and playing in the centre there. I would have liked to see her play at 10, but for her at her age, you know, game time at any position at this level is really good for her, and only will bring her on leaps and bounds. But I'd like to see her get the ball in her hands a little bit more and see what she does. She's really, really good decision making. She's a great kicker, you know, and it's great for her to be at this level already. Bright future ahead for her.
Yeah, Christmas dinner with her brother Jake Flannery, of course, at Ulster. Signed recently and doing a fine job at 10. McInerney skips after this one. It's really well done. The kick was right. Just putting more pressure on Brython Thunder.
That was the first 50-22 of the game. Don't see him too often. Thought she was just inside her own half, but the referee deems that, then that's fair enough.
Yeah, your eyes are better than mine, Hannah. You're right. It certainly is the first of the afternoon. Some more changes come in the front row for the visitors anyway. Carrie Lewis Davis and Maddie Johns. Skip onto the field. Maddie Johns just loses out their line out time, but I think they're going to go again. Claire Bennett, another Munster player. as well as Clara Barrett as well. Try scorer last week. And a fine outside back will come on for the Clovers. Natalia John goes to the front in the trick play, which we've seen before. It sort of summed up Brython Thunder's afternoon. A knock on, and the Clovers follow quickly in succession.
Yeah, as I mentioned, it's the third time that play has happened. Once again, Clovers aren't wise to it, so that I'm sure there'll be something that comes up in the analysis over the next couple of days. I think Thunder have got a little bit lucky here. I think they knocked down before the Clovers did, but referees deemed that's going to be a Thunder ball and an opportunity for them. Now feels like they've been starved of possession the last while, and we haven't really seen too much of their back line. They have been quite daring in the second half, trying to run it out from their own half, and in particular their own 22, just hasn't been very successful in the outcome.
Yeah, it's now or never for Wakely and co. She runs straight at Flannery, slay down, and she says to Waldron, "You come near me again, I'll do the same."
That is Shauna Wakely at her best, still doing it years after her debut, and 3 Clovers players just found out all about her. Thankfully though, they managed to bring her down eventually without too much damage done.
Yeah, she's been doing it years in club with Gloucester Hartbury, and as you say, in the international scene. Amy Williams making her presence felt. The penalty comes. Williams, a fine footballer as well, played for Cardiff City and more recently in Barry Town. Bare football doesn't matter for the outside winger. Quite the talent. As her teammate Wilkinson will look to get this as far down Energia Park as possible. Hard to tell with the clock, but I make it still about 15 minutes left in this game. Jones just loses out, and Ruth Campbell snatches onto it, pilfers it. Hellman, very vibrant and tenacious as she carries. Lose their footing. Amy Williams and Clara Barrett, 2 number 23s going at each other. Playing it on the floor, I think the referee's saying so. Easy outs for Brython Thunder here, Hannah.
Yeah, look, there's been a couple of unusual calls there in the last couple of minutes. I think Cara Paddy's very, very unlucky. Just as the Thunder player's knees hit the ground, she rips the ball and ref deems it a penalty. It's very much on the edge there, but Thunder, thankfully for the Clovers, are not taking the opportunities that they've been given with these penalties and this lack of discipline, so to speak.
Good work in the tight 5 from Brython Thunder. I think I see Rosie Carr back from her 10 minutes in the bin. Davies to the red headgear. In Jones. She looks left. It's Carr. Looks to make up for lost time. Maddie Jones helping her out. Terry. Haven't seen too much of Webb. Maybe now's her opportunity. Squatting off defenders, but is brought down. John wants to take that out of her gut. Natalia John. Terry right on the gain line. Big tackle from Bennett. I'd say she's hard done by Megan Davies there.
Yeah, much like Elsie Hughes in the first half, the referee doesn't seem to want to let anybody take a quick. Here we go again with Calendar.
Yeah, taking no prisoners.
One person I wouldn't want to tackle on that pitch, it's Alex Calendar.
Elsie Hughes did pretty well, to be fair there. Very much gave it against Goliath. Paddy Lose Davies. Brython Thunder encroaching. Getting closer to the Clovers line. Ball just about under control. Scooped up. Jones in there. Good countering from the Clovers. Wakely. Two back rows combining. Calendar. Where the hands from the Clovers are pretty good. Talk about making a name for yourself. Claire Bennett showing us up there and working her magic at the breakdown.
Yeah, look, that's great for Bennett. You know, when you're sitting on the bench, you're only itching to get on and make an impact. Often you want to do it with ball in hand, but you know, Claire Bennett's come in for Shannon Dewey there, and huge intervention there with a really good turnover ball to give the Clovers possession and try to get out of their own half.
And I suppose with only a few minutes left or a wee bit more, we may as well look at player of the match. Who stood out for you, and who would you say today at Energy Park should have that award?
Look, it's been a stop-start game. A lot of people probably haven't been able to show what they really can do in this open field. It hasn't been expansive like we'd hope. Shout out to Buttimer and to McGrath playing 80 minutes, it looks like, in this game. But for me, I think of Anna Paddy, number 7, has just been phenomenal. She gets on the ball here. Hasn't done anything too special, but she's had some massive carries, some brilliant tackles, and has done a lot of that dirty work that has allowed the Clovers to move the ball and get their kind of playmakers on the ball a lot.
On cue, Hannah, there, like what you did as soon as she carried and gave her the player of the match, Anna Paddy. Well done today, the Connacht back row, and as you say, has looked sharp and done everything very tidily, and big moment for her.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it's not about doing the flashy things or doing things. It's about just doing the simple things, knowing your role, doing your job well for the team, and I think that she stood out in that aspect of it. And you know, sometimes a good back row, good 7, just want them to make their tackles, make big carries, and do that dirty work to allow other players to shine.
Yeah, she is Irish under-20 honours, and they're looking for senior honours in the years to come. Paddy. Bennett. Claire Bennett, good on the floor, but also superb hands there. Doesn't want to get held up there, Paddy. Referee says the ball has found the ground. Daly under all sorts of pressure, and illegally so, as Elsie Hughes claps on. Another penalty to the Clovers, and looking for that bonus point try.
Yeah, look, a couple of minutes left. We'll be hoping that they can make their way down the pitch, and obviously this opportunity here with a penalty to move the ball is there for them. I just want to mention Dealey there. I think, you know, we talked about kicking and that being so important. She got away with one there. I think she needs to be a little bit deeper on her kicks. I feel like she's under an awful lot of pressure when she's kicking these, and then that leads to a skewed kick or a kick not going maybe as far or where she wants it to go. I think she has all the potential and ability to do it. Probably just needs to take a step or two back so she's not under as much pressure when she's kicking those clearance balls, and potentially could end up in as a positive as opposed to a Thunder player running that back and it becoming a negative for that Clover side.
I suppose that comes with time in the 10 chair.
Absolutely, and look, that's, you know, this is where she can take these opportunities. She hasn't played 10 very often. These are learnings for her. Every single game she plays, and every minute she plays at 10 will only improve her, and she'll learn that as she looks at on the analysis and the tapes. I think she's had a solid enough game today. She's marshalled her troops well. You know, a couple of her kicks off the tee were quite difficult, but yeah, she's been fairly solid.
The elbows, hooker for another number 2, and Lily Brady. Good competition, but not the way Brady would have wanted it. As Paddy Lewis Davis trundles up the pitch. Calendar. Good work as Jane Neal puts herself about. Terry. Good defence in the wider channels from the Clovers. Again, Ruth Campbell, great engine. Davies looking for the switch and then says, I don't need anyone on Truman's. And Waldron look for a break and Waldron wins it. And then the right winger McInerney grabs onto the ball on the ground and said to the referee, you give me a penalty, and he did just that. Another shout out to Abby Salter Townsend, who comes on as well. So everyone seems to be getting a game out there, which is good.
Yeah, look, it's great to see, obviously, everyone getting some minutes and to experience this as we see Side McGrath coming off the pitch there. As I said, this is all about opportunities, about trying to develop some of these players and see what potential is there on offer in the club game.
Yeah, try scoring McGrath learned so much last year. The Cook player representing their country and only go from strength to strength. And see her scrummaging work. Karapati, the player of the match. Great ball presentation. Waldron. And here's a bit of space. Here's Barrett. Looking for the outside. Clara Barrett. Salter Townsend at scrum half. Keeping the tempo high. Campbell again, sleight of hands to Bennett. Townsend brings the ball with her and Dealey skips it. Flannery, and what a take that is. This is Clovers working their magic. Townsend snipes and then uses Campbell. Who's next to try their luck? Need the ball first. Flannery to the toe. Good competition. It was a good catch initially from Amy Williams. Not sure about the offload. Davies shoes it. And Clovers go again through their standoff. And Dealey, of course, very accomplished at full back. It's great work from the Blackrock College player. Salter Townsend. Claire Bennett had quite the 15 minutes or so. Karapati. Powerful, but Brython Thunder somehow have it. And we just take a breath.
That was like ping pong.
It's interesting there. I'm not sure right or wrong option, but Kate Flannery, you can tell, didn't matter what she was doing. That shows confidence in the player. This is what we're going with, and we'll stick to our principles. Yeah,
and look, she's been absolutely flying in the Energy AIL. We all both think she's the top point scorer, or was at one point top point scorer. She's well able to kick out a hand and kick off the tee, and that was a great opportunity. Probably just didn't have the legs at that point, needed to step into that kick, but didn't quite have the time. But nice to see it happen. Thankfully, Clara Barrett made the tackle, otherwise that Brython Thunder player was down scoring a try. But look, I think at this point of the game, if the opportunity is there, absolutely, why not take it? And for someone so young in here with only a couple of touches to her name, to take that on and have the confidence to do it is great to see.
Yeah, 73 points to her name in a couple of months of rugby. Interesting call here, Hannah.
Absolutely, I'm just looking down at Niamh Briggs with a little bit of a raised eyebrow there, I think, because obviously, look, you want to try and get that bonus point to push you further up the table here, but maybe they feel like they've been knocking on the door and the Brython Thunder defence haven't given in too much, so this is the best option to do it,
Yeah, the clock in the middle of your screen there, 79:08, is right, coming into the dying moments. Daly lines one up in front. another good old run up and held by the crowd straight through the middle. And the last 2 kicks, yes, they've been in front, but they've been good. 20 points to 5. And the Clovers in complete control.
Just a side note there, it's great to see Aoife Doyle jogging off the pitch, been named in the Clover squad, but we haven't seen her yet. She got injured in the WXV3 tournament in Dubai, and hopefully that's a sign that she's making her way back to full fitness, and we may see her in the future rounds of the competition. She'd be a huge addition with her experience.
Certainly is. Fine players, Aoife Doyle. Truman's taking on the dropout duties. And her team win a penalty. Irish Cahill makes her way back into the defensive line. Tap and go. Megan Davies, you can see by the hand, she wants it quicker. Terry using her replacements in Amy Morgan. Clovers competing and pretty unlucky, I'd say. And we will come back again. No quick tops today in the resume. Plenty of options, but Calendar is the focal point. Terry inside. Good positive angles. Now acting at scrum half. Into Calendar. She's been one of the best players in a red jersey. And they finish with something. Barrett. And Brady on the floor. What about this from the number 10? Not her best. Mark is cold. I also think a scrum is maybe called there, Hannah. Am I right? Or?
Well, I'm kind of hoping they call a scrum and do a South Africa on it, to be honest. They've been dominant all day. They're hardly going to tap and run. No, they tap and kick it out.
No, we stand corrected and they kick it out. But dogged display from both teams, but really the Clovers in the end, Hannah, were too good and a bit ruthless.
Yeah, look, it took them a while to get going. First half was very stop-start. Much better in the second half, more improved. However, you know, still a lot of penalties given away, a lot of knock-ons and turnovers. So they'll be looking really to focus on that for next week's game. But you know, at the end of the day, fairly comprehensive win and some couple of impressive individual performances as well.
Yeah, tries from Cy McGrath, Ruth Campbell, and Hughes at scrum half. And who else do we know? We talked about Cara Paddy, Hannah, but yes, mistakes. But who impressed you out there as well?
You know, for me, Kayla Waldron did quite well. As I said, tough job there, you know, that 12 position, you got to carry hard, make your tackles and stuff as well. I really was impressed by actually Alana McInerney on the wing. A couple of really difficult passes thrown to her that she took with aplomb. Her tactic was pretty good. She worked hard all day. Probably didn't get the ball in hand too much with a bit of space that we would have liked, but definitely caught the eye a little bit, and I'd be looking forward to seeing her in the weeks ahead.
Well, great stuff, Hannah. There you have it. Dennis Fogarty's Clovers up and running, 20 points to 5. They beat Brython Thunder today at Energia Park and head up the table in the Celtic Challenge.